Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is James Hunter, and I'm joined by Vick Kelkar from GitLab. We want to talk to you about delivering the right solution the first time. If you're a developer, a project manager, or you've been working in this industry for a while, it's probably a phrase you've said yourself, or you've certainly heard from your teammates, colleagues, partners, or the business. I'm lucky that I've worked in the industry for over 15 years now. I started off as a coder and moved into architecture work. I'm lucky to have worked on a variety of different projects, ranging from IoT embedded-based projects in the military and aerospace environment, then moving into other types of projects, working in the financial sector. I've been working over the last few years with a number of fintechs as well, and helping them to develop rapid solutions. And what's particularly interesting, though, across all these different types of projects, are what it means by I want to deliver the right solution the first time. They have very different contexts. It's not just about using tools. It's not just about coding faster. It's not just about doing certain aspects in a more automated manner. It covers all sorts of things. It's getting the culture right. It's enabling the team to work together collaboratively, as well as introducing automation where it is appropriate within the program. So if we look at some of the highly regulated industries, where we've been working, where they can take every action can require manual sign-off before it progresses. In those industries, that's absolutely fine. But of course, it does take a number of years in order to get to a particular release. And then if we look at the fintechs, where they can deliver a solution within a matter of hours, the variation between the type of projects are completely different, but the principle remains the same. We want to deliver the right solution the first time. Well, the reason for that, of course, is we all know that software drives our businesses. If the Tesla is basically an iPad with wheels, right? And if that's the pattern that many organizations are following, then their ability to develop and deliver software has a direct impact on their business results. So businesses are demanding lots of things from the IT organization. They're asking us to modernize technology platforms, move on to cloud, break up monolithic architectures into microservices and so on. But what they're really asking for is to reduce the risk, reduce cost, and become more agile to the demands of the business. So that's what they're talking about when they're asking us to modernize the technology and the platforms. They're also asking for new capabilities. The business wants to introduce new services, new partnerships, new ways of interacting with their end users. So they're asking for new solutions which they expect the IT and software developers to deliver. The business is also utilizing more and more third-party data sources and data services as well. And they're asking the software development and delivery teams to extend existing applications and capability, or develop and integrate new solutions with utilizing the third-party services and the data stores as well. So they're asking us to develop these integrations, but also maintain them whenever they're being changed and updated by our third parties or internal sources. And of course, throughout all of this, what's become most prevalent, particularly over the last 18 months, although there's always been a significantly important aspect of development, is security and that of compliance. Security, they're asking us to make sure that the applications that we develop and deliver are secure, that the customer data is secure, that the customer interactions is secure, and of course, the way that the company is perceived is one that recognizes and respects the security of its end users. Then there's compliance. Compliance works in from two different perspectives. Right? There is the compliance for how we develop and deliver software. So being able to track and audit who does what processes were followed, how did we actually develop our software? That's very important. Then there's also the regulatory requirements that comes from a particular industry, where the business wants the software development and delivery teams to ensure that they can produce the appropriate regulatory requirements that are required from the industry for this particular business as well. So security has to be embedded throughout the entire life cycle of a software development delivery project. And the business is asking us to make sure from a compliance and from a regulatory perspective that we can deliver the right solution the first time. But we know this is a stretch, right? We know that the IT teams, the software development and delivery teams are being asked to do so much more than it always seems feasible. There's never enough hours in the day. That's certainly been my experience. Some of the challenges that we face, and we're certainly hearing about from projects more recently, is some key challenges. The lack of collaboration. When a software development and delivery team is made up of a number of teams, both outsourced partners, systems integrators, internal teams, third parties, and others, as well as multiple tools being used across those multiple development teams. It makes it difficult to ensure smooth collaboration. Certainly things like video conferencing and the massively increased use of that over the last 6-12 months or so has helped to evolve a culture where people are integrating and communicating more, which is good. But from a data source perspective and a technology perspective, there are still significant challenges around that collaboration, of course. And when we have challenges around collaboration, then that leads to some of the delays that we see and the low quality that can potentially come from delivery of a new solution. So we also have challenges around the quality and security vulnerabilities. When we have multiple teams, multiple tools, multiple data sources being used, ensuring that we have the appropriate privileges to pass and share data, for example, test data, or feeding in updates or requests from an end user that may or may not include personal data or medical data or financial data. We need to understand from a delivery perspective how we're managing all of those aspects within our environment, but also ensuring that we're embedding the assessment of security vulnerabilities throughout our development and delivery lifecycle. These are essential components which, when we have multiple tools, multiple teams, multiple data sources, it becomes extremely difficult to ensure that we're executing that sort of security assessment appropriately every time across our delivery lifecycle. Then we have the challenge around multi-chain dependencies. Now, you probably face this yourself, particularly if you're working with multiple